All right, let's dive in today. We're tackling smart homes
Yeah.
and the whole Internet of Things explosion.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty real pretty fast. No more sci-fi.
It is, yeah.
And to help us break it all down,
Yeah.
we've got this article, Smart Home Tech, What's Next for the Internet of Things.
Interesting.
So we're going to unpack it,
Yeah.
all the good, the bad, and how it affects you.
Sounds good.
By the end, you'll know whether this connected life is something you're ready for or if maybe,
Right.
a little caution is needed
Yeah.
before you jump in.
It's a fascinating time. I
Right.
mean, the potential's huge. We've got convenience, energy savings,
Right.
better safety even.
Yeah.
But there's another side.
Oh, for sure.
Big potential downsides, especially when it comes to our privacy
Yeah, absolutely.
and security.
Okay, so let's start with the fun stuff. I mean, convenience is undeniable.
Right.
Imagine controlling your thermostat from your phone. Or, lights that just adjust with the time of day. It's like having a personal assistant for your whole house.
It is, and it goes beyond just the cool factor.
Yeah.
You think about actual energy savings.
Right.
So smart thermostats, companies like Nest, Ecobee,
Right.
those learn your habits, they adjust the temperature, and that means big savings on energy bills.
Exactly, which is good for the wallet and the planet.
Exactly.
I've even seen some systems that work with solar panels now.
Oh,
That, optimize your energy use even further.
Really interesting.
But let's be real, a big part of the appeal is that wow factor, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's futuristic, it's exciting.
It is. And think about this. Your fridge, keeping track of your groceries,
Okay.
automatically adds things to your shopping list
Whoa.
as you run low. Or a security system that recognizes you, unlocks the door as you approach.
Yeah, that does sound pretty amazing. But that level of seamless integration
Right.
means a lot of data sharing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I start getting a little concerned about privacy.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this worth it?
It's a good question. The more connected our homes are,
Yeah.
the more data these devices are gathering. Our routines, our likes and dislikes, even our conversations.
It's a little creepy.
Yeah, and it's not always clear what happens to that data,
Right.
who's seeing it, how they might use it.
I read about this case where a voice assistant just accidentally sent recordings
No.
of a private conversation to a random contact.
Oh my gosh.
That's enough to make anyone think twice.
It is. And it's not just those accidental recordings. There's this whole debate growing, right?
Yeah.
About whether this data could be used for targeted ads,
Oh, yeah.
maybe even insurance profiling or
Yeah.
government surveillance.
Yeah.
It's a little scary.
It is. So it's not just about convenience anymore. It's about control, right? Who has it? How much are we willing to give up
Exactly.
just for a more connected life?
It's a big question everyone needs to ask
Yeah,
before they fill their homes with these smart devices.
for sure. And there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Right.
Some people, they might be fine with the trade-offs. Others, they might prioritize their privacy above all else.
Absolutely.
The key is being informed, making choices you're comfortable with.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's say you've thought about the privacy thing.
Okay.
You're ready to embrace the smart home. What about security?
Oh, yeah, good point.
I mean, all these connected devices, they could become entry points for hackers, right?
That's right. And unfortunately, a lot of these devices, they prioritize the convenience, not the security.
I figured.
Weak default passwords, outdated software, bad encryption.
So we're basically inviting hackers to a virtual house party
It's not far off. They could get into your whole network
through one device.
through one device. Disable your security system, steal your data, even control your appliances. I mean,
Wait, they could turn my oven on in the middle of the night?
it's technically possible.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Which is why being proactive about security is so important.
Okay, so how do we do that? Besides, living off the grid
Right.
completely.
Well, first, change those default passwords.
Okay, good start.
Strong, unique ones for every device, and two-factor authentication if you can.
Got it.
Then keep that software updated. Manufacturers release patches all the time.
So that closes those security holes.
Exactly. And lastly, think about a good home network security system.
Like what?
A firewall intrusion detection system.
Okay, so it's multi-layered.
It is. You got to
Yeah.
protect the individual devices.
Right.
Secure your network. Stay informed about new threats.
It's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the benefits of a smart home, they might outweigh the risks.
They could.
If you're willing to put in the work
Right.
to secure your stuff, protect your data.
It's a personal decision.
Yeah.
And there's no wrong answer.
Right.
But approaching it with excitement And caution, that's key.
Yeah, I like that.
Our homes, how they'll be in the future,
Yeah.
that's being decided right now. It's up to each of us what role we want tech to play.
Well said. So we've covered the convenience, the privacy worries, the importance of good security, but we've only scratched the surface.
Oh, yeah, there's more.
Next time, we're going deeper into AI and how that's going to impact our homes. Stay tuned.
I'm excited for that.
We're back, and I gotta say, I'm still kind of stuck on those security risks.
Yeah.
It's a little unsettling, thinking about how vulnerable our homes could be
It is.
with all this connectivity.
It's a balancing act, right?
Yeah.
You want that smooth, tech-enabled life, but you also got to protect yourself from anyone who might, take advantage of those systems.
And it's not just hackers.
Right, oh, absolutely.
It's the ethics of it all.
Exactly.
All this data collection. Where does convenience end and surveillance begin?
That's the key question, isn't it? Just because we can collect all this data,
Right.
analyze it, doesn't mean we should.
It's a good point.
We have to think about who owns that data, how it's used. Are there even safeguards in place?
It feels like a free-for-all sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Companies rushing to make these smart home gadgets without thinking about the consequences.
Sometimes, yeah. That's why it's so important for us as consumers to be informed, to demand more transparency from these companies.
Okay, so what can we do? Besides reading every privacy policy and terms of service, which, let's be real,
Right.
who has time for that?
Yeah, nobody does.
Okay.
Well, one thing is supporting companies that actually prioritize privacy and security.
Okay.
There are some newer platforms that are doing decentralized data storage,
Okay.
which means your data isn't just sitting on some huge corporate server.
Decentralized data storage, so like blockchain for our home data.
Kind of, yeah. It gives you more control,
Okay.
and it makes it harder for hackers because it's not all in one place.
That's clever. But even with better security, it's just the amount of data. It's overwhelming.
It is, you're right.
Like, we're leaving digital footprints everywhere we go in our home.
And those footprints tell a story, don't they?
They do.
Sleep patterns, what you eat, your routines.
Makes you wonder if we're giving up some of our freedom.
Yeah.
Just for a little convenience.
It's a valid point. A conversation we need to have as a society.
Yeah.
Do we want algorithms tracking our every move?
Right.
Or do we want to, keep some control over our lives?
Feels like we're at a crossroads.
It does, yeah.
The choices we make now about tech in our homes, they have big consequences down the line.
They really do. And it's not just personal choices either.
Right.
It's societal. What kind of world are we building?
Yeah.
What role should tech play?
It's a lot to think about.
It is?
But let's shift gears a bit. Talk about the environment.
Okay.
All this smart home tech, it's got to have an impact, right?
Oh, for sure.
So many devices, data processing, energy consumption.
It's a complicated issue. On one hand, smart homes can help us save energy.
Okay.
Smart thermostats, lighting systems, they cut down on our overall consumption. Some even work with solar panels like we talked about.
Right, so there's potential for good.
There is.
But what about the other side? The resources to make all these gadgets?
Yeah.
And what about the e-waste when they're obsolete?
That's the flip side. E-waste is a huge problem.
It is.
And all this new tech makes it worse.
So it's not enough to just be energy efficient at home.
Right.
We got to think about the whole life cycle, the production, the disposal.
That's where ideas like ethical sourcing and circular design come in.
So ethical sourcing, meaning using materials that are, responsibly mined and processed.
Exactly. And circular design means making products that last,
Okay.
that can be fixed, upgraded, recycled.
Right, so they don't end up in a landfill.
Exactly.
It's like building a whole sustainable system.
It is. A change in how we think about things, not just for us,
Yeah.
but for manufacturers, policymakers, everyone.
Right. We have to start valuing things that last.
Yes, durability, repairability,
Yeah.
instead of just planned obsolescence.
It's a big challenge.
It is.
But it feels like people are becoming more aware of the environmental impact of all this tech.
I think so, yeah.
And maybe we're starting to see a shift
We could
towards better practices.
Yeah, it'll take all of us working together, though.
Right. Consumers, businesses, governments.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've covered a lot.
We have...
Convenience, the privacy and security risks,
Right.
the environmental side of things. But there's one more big piece.
Oh, yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
AI. the game changer.
It's both fascinating and a little scary, right?
It is.
Like, our homes could become so smart, they're making decisions for us.
It's definitely a powerful technology.
Yeah.
Huge potential to change our lives.
Yeah.
But like any powerful tool, there are risks along with the rewards.
So let's get into that. What are the potential benefits and drawbacks of AI in our homes?
Okay, we're back and ready to tackle AI in our homes.
It's a big one.
It feels so sci-fi, but it's happening now.
It is, yeah.
So where do we even begin?
It's true. AI is moving so fast from, just an idea to being in our everyday lives.
And our homes are like the testing ground.
They are, yeah.
I mean, we've got voice assistants already,
Right.
smart thermostats, those robot vacuums, all using AI in some way.
In some form, yeah.
But what's next? What's possible? And where's the line? Like, what should we not let AI do in our homes?
Well, think about a home that learns what you like,
Okay.
adapts to you
Yeah.
real time.
Okay.
Your lights change with your mood.
Wow.
Music follows you room to room.
Oh.
Your house knows what you need before you even ask.
That's amazing. Like a personalized, intuitive space.
Yeah,
But I gotta ask, are we gonna get too reliant on it?
it's a good point.
What if the tech fails?
Or, makes a decision we don't want.
That's the balance we have to figure out.
Right.
Convenience versus our own control.
So it's not just about being cool and futuristic.
No.
We gotta understand what it all means.
Exactly.
Can you give us some examples? How would this play out in real life?
Sure. Take healthcare. AI could track our health data,
Okay.
heart rate, all that. Notice any problems, alert doctors if needed.
Wow.
Could be life-saving for folks with health conditions or living alone.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
But couldn't that same tech be used against us?
Oh, absolutely.
Like discrimination based on health data?
Right.
Or bias in the algorithms?
These are the ethical questions we have to address.
Yeah.
If AI is going to be in healthcare or any part of our lives, we
Right.
have to make sure it's fair,
Yeah.
transparent, accountable. Who's designing it?
Right.
What data are they using? How do we prevent bias?
So it's not enough to just build the tech.
No.
We have to think about the consequences from the start.
Absolutely. And this isn't just individual anymore.
What do you mean?
AI could change whole communities, cities, even
How so?
smart traffic systems
Right.
that ease congestion,
Okay.
better energy grids.
Right.
So AI could actually help with big problems.
Like climate change.
Yeah.
Better health care.
It has that potential, but
Yeah.
we got to be careful.
Yeah.
Make sure it benefits everyone.
Not just a select few.
Exactly.
It feels like we're on the edge of something huge.
It does.
The choices we make now about tech,
Yeah,
they're going to shape the future.
they will. It's exciting, but also a little scary.
It is.
We need to be informed, engaged, ask tough questions.
Hold those in power accountable.
Exactly.
This has been eye-opening, really. We've covered so much.
We have
The good, the bad.
the potential.
Yeah, the risks, the environmental side, and now this AI revolution,
Right.
the future of our homes, it's not set in stone.
It's being written right now
Yeah.
by us, by the
Bro.
choices we make.
It's not just the tech itself, though, right?
No, it's our values.
Okay.
What matters most. Convenience over privacy. Efficiency over sustainability.
Are we putting profits over people?
Those are the questions we have to grapple with.
So for our listeners, what's the takeaway? What can they do?
Be informed. Read about this stuff. Talk to people you know.
Yeah.
Let your elected officials know what you think.
Make your voice heard.
Support companies that are doing it right. And demand better from those who aren't.
We have power,
We do.
but we gotta use it.
We have to be part of this conversation.
That's a powerful message. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive
It's been a pleasure.
into smart homes, the Internet of Things, all of it.
Thank you to everyone listening.
For being here, engaging with these big questions.
The future is ours to make. Let's make it a good one.